Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel for another play ratings. Tottenham 2, Brentford 0, and you have to say this was probably our best performance in a long time, like a full 90 minutes, and also our best performance under Conte. So be sure to let me know down below your play ratings, and we're just gonna get straight into it. So if you do enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're new around here, tap that bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And we're just gonna get straight into the speaking about the game. For the full 90 minutes we played really well. A lot of pressing, not giving Brentford time on the ball, and the effort, the commitment, like a completely different performance to the Moura game, which I feel like we had to kind of mention, even though I really want to forget about it. But you can just see like the difference, and obviously it's like a different lineup, and you have to say keeping a clean sheet is really important. Definitely what we needed. I predicted a 2-1, but it ended up being 2-0, and I think that because Brentford are a really good side, you know, they've beaten West Ham, they drew against Liverpool, so they're not an easy team. And I think the way we played, the way Conte, you know, set us up, the tactics, everything was spot on. Let's get into the play rating. So starting off with Lloris, I gave Lloris an 8. He just keeps consistent. He's probably one of the most consistent goalkeepers in the Premier League, and last night was no different. There wasn't like a lot for him to, like too many saves for him to make for most of the game. Maybe towards like last 5-10 minutes he had to like be more on it. They had a lot of corners, quite a few other like set pieces and stuff, so he had to be like on it. And was he on it? He was definitely on it, you know. As soon as that ball came into the box, you know, he was punching it away, and there was like a few saves he made throughout the game. And he was definitely a major part, down to like clean sheet. I mean, we kept Brentford pretty quiet for like the most of the game, and they had the lowest XG that they've had throughout the Premier League, so like the Premier League season so far. So you have to say that we've done well there. Lloris, you know, his performances are always consistent, and he's always really reliable in goal. And we just need to offer him that new contract, and let's hope he takes it, because I can't imagine a Tottenham without Lloris. And it's like, I don't know where we would be without Lloris, do you know what I mean? And he's been such like a loyal servant for like the past 10 years, and we just need to offer him that new contract. He needs to sign it. But yeah, I was super impressed with Lloris last night, and I've been impressed with him the whole season. None of the like defeats have really been his fault, and he's been like our saviour. And obviously he's kept some scorelines down, but yeah, it was just another impressive performance from Lloris, and I'm super happy with him. So moving on to Dyer. I also gave Dyer an 8. He's been immense under Conte so far. Like, he has not put a foot wrong in any game he's played, and he defended really well last night. Kept Brentford really quiet, couldn't really get anything past him, and honestly it's like he's been like reborn. And so far at the moment he's performing really well, and obviously it's still early days with Conte, and there's still time for it to not go to how we want it to go, how it is at the moment. But you can't really complain with what you've been seeing from Dyer. He's like, his performances have been really consistent under Conte so far. So he's definitely been, I'd say, our best centre-back since Romero's been out, and since that he's going to be out for like a long time. The rest of the centre-backs are going to have to step up, and I definitely think Dyer is one of those that's been doing that. And he's, you know, he's always had that commitment and that effort. It's just sometimes he lacks the quality and just lacks concentration, and he makes some mistakes. But so far so good. He's been, I need to touch wood, but I haven't got any wood around me, but At this moment in time, he's performed really, really well, and I was super impressed. And he, you know, kept Tony very quiet last night. They really struggled to find, you know, passes and that. They really didn't really attack us until like the last part of the game. Obviously, there were periods where we were under a little bit of pressure and defending, but they weren't really like that threatening, I guess you'd say. And a load of that goes down to Dyer. Davies, I'd give Davies an 8 as well. Again, he's like another, like, he's been reborn. He's become a great, like, a centre-back, and obviously he plays that position for Wales, and it definitely suits him. And he's like, the left centre-back is his position, and the way he's been performing under Conte is definitely much better than he was at left back. So that's been really impressive to see. And it's not just his, like, attributes in defence, you know, he's getting forward. Obviously, he was involved in our first goal, even though he didn't really didn't score, and he wasn't really anywhere near it. But he caused the panic, and, you know, I'm pretty sure if he got his head on it, it probably would have gone in. But yeah, it was just brilliant to see him in the box. You know, how many players we had in the box as well. We were getting like loads of players forward, and even to like towards like the 90th minute, Davis was still, you know, driving forward. Sanchez, see, for Sanchez, I gave him a 6. I feel like he was okay. He was probably the shakiest of the centre backs, and he lacked concentration at times. He didn't really do anything too wrong or anything. It's just, I feel like he was under a bit of pressure because of that Mirror game, going back to it. And obviously because he made those 2 mistakes, which cost us the game. So I feel like he was under pressure quite a lot. But overall, he was okay. Wasn't as good as Dyer or Davis. But the effort, you know, you can't complain about the effort. And he definitely was always looking for that forward pass. Sometimes he would have to go backwards, but majority of the time he was looking to pass forward. So I feel like Sanchez, he obviously still has those mistakes in him, and he's really the only player that has shown that. But we're going to need him since Romero is out, so we're going to need him to step up a bit more. He's going to have to put in a lot more, get more quality in his game. But especially against the top sides like Liverpool and whatever. So we need to see that from him. But can't really complain because he didn't really do anything wrong, and, you know, he didn't cost us any goals or anything, and he defended well at times, to be fair. I'd say the second half was a much better performance than the first half. But yeah, I feel like it took him a while to get into his like rhythm into the game and stuff. But overall, it was an okay display. To Reguilon, I gave Reguilon an 8. Obviously, he got an assist for that Son goal, which was really needed at that point during the game. But it wasn't just the assist. No, his forward play was immense all game. You know, he was getting forward, and the Brentford defence really struggled to, you know, to keep him, and they had to really keep their concentration because he's always looking to run in behind. And the amount of times he ran forward. The only thing that I'd put down on Reguilon is sometimes he would get the ball on the left-hand side, and he would drive into the middle, and then sometimes he would lose the ball. That is really the only thing that was kind of frustrating at times, but that was really the only negative from his performance that you could take. But other than that, immense. He is thriving in this left wing back role. It was basically made for him, and he's definitely adjusted to it much quicker than Emerson, which I'll get into. But defensively, pretty much solid the whole game. There were that 2 breakaways that Brentford had in the first half coming towards the end, but that you could say were not good things you want to see. I feel like because they did come from like our corners, it just took us a while to get back. Those are only 2 moments. And I do feel like he was part of that as well. But with Reguilon, you know, he's getting back to his like peak form, and super happy Reguilon. And that assist for Sonny, you know, a goal and an assist in his last 2 games. amazing. And I just love Reguilon, like, who doesn't? Moving on to Emerson, I gave Emerson a 7. Fantastic, like, defensively, really, really good. I feel like he is still adapting to the right wing back role, and it's just taking him a little bit more time. Obviously, he's still new to the Premier League, and it's just taking a little bit of time, and it's going to take a bit of time. I can't believe how many times I said time there. But his defensive duties were immense, and he was brilliant defensively. It just needs to work on when going forward. Especially, can we mention that Kane pass to Emerson, which Emerson should have done better with. Son was in the box, pass to him, it could have been a goal. But that Kane pass, oh my god, I still think about it to this day. Like, even though it was just like last night, but I still think about it. Oh my god. But yeah, Emerson just needs to work on his game going forward. There were like maybe a few chances for him to maybe score or like create a chance, but definitely improving, and you can't fault his game defensively. And he's only going to get better. Now, moving on to my man of the match, I think probably most everyone's man of the match, Skip. Like, can we just clarify, like, he's 21 years old, right, and he's playing like that. Now under Conte, he's going to improve massively. Can you imagine what he's going to be like with more time under Conte? Like, he's gonna you know, thrive. And I gave him a 10. I gave him a 10. Like, I'm sorry but that performance deserved a 10. In the middle of that park, you know, what a player. Winning the ball back, always looking to pass forward, those progressive passes, and obviously that pass to Kane, which Kane potentially could have scored, so Skip could have ended up with an assist. But definitely an upgrade on how Winks used to play. I mean, we used to think Winks was, you know, good, but Skip is on a whole another level, and he's still so young, so he's got so much improvement to make. But the interceptions, the blocks, the passes, everything was just there for Skip. And I'm so, honestly, I tried to think what would happen if he wasn't playing. But he was great, and man of the match. Just man of the match. Moving on to Højbjerg, I gave Højbjerg a 9. Definitely having Skip allowed Højbjerg to get into the box, hit the side netting. Potentially could have done better there, maybe could have passed back to Son, but no. Yeah, Højbjerg again was immense, and definitely his performances, having Skip in the team definitely helps him, and I'm super excited for that double pivot. It just, I didn't think it worked, but now it works, and there's like creativity there, and it's like, what's happening? Do you know what I mean? Moving on to Moura, I gave Moura a 7. Obviously, he did have that shot in like the first 6 minutes, which provided a good save from Brentford's goalkeeper. He wasn't doing so much, his, you know, dribbling the ball. Couldn't really do that. I feel like Brentford kind of stopped him with that a bit. But, you know, he was involved a lot going forward. Feel like he was tracking back as well, and definitely he's pressing. He's always pressing, 100%. Is always there with Moura, and he was amazing. And I feel like wasn't as effective as he normally is, but nonetheless another good performance from Moura. Moving on to Sonny. Sonny. I gave Son a 9. Obviously he scored that second goal, which was like really important. We needed that second goal, and that was just obvious. And obviously Son back to scoring. Obviously he did put in that cross for our first goal as well. I feel like there's only one corner that was sort of not great, but everything else on his corners, crosses into the box, were great. And and they're like really good balls that we could all attack, and we could have scored a lot more goals. That's the thing. Like, the Brentford goalkeeper, you know, saved quite a lot of chances, saved us on chance. Obviously he couldn't save the second one, but he did make quite a few good saves, and we had quite a few like shots on target, quite a lot of shots. So things, you know, things are improving. There's more creativity in the team, and we're working as a team, and Son is a huge part of that. Him and Reguilon, like, Just like they have that little partnership going on. And obviously Kane was involved as well with that pre-assist. That if Kane doesn't make that pass, the goal doesn't happen. So I do think we need to give credit to Kane for that. But what else can you say about Son? Like, just his effort and commitment. You can just see 100% on the pitch. He's pressing. Definitely is getting that winning mentality under Conte. You can just see it in his press, like in his post-match interviews and stuff. You can just see it. And he was great yesterday. Moving on to the last player of the starting 11, Kane. I gave Kane an 8. Now, he didn't score. I always predict him to score, and he didn't score. But do you know what? Kane doesn't have to score to have a good performance. I feel like he's getting way unnecessary hate on Twitter, and I don't even know why. His hold-up play was really, really good. His passing was on point. Like the passes. Did you see the passes? If Emerson made more out of that pass, can you imagine how people will be talking about it? Like, his passing was immense, and he made that pass to Reguilon, which again was a really, really good pass. And obviously he did have a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You would back Kane to score in that situation, but I do feel like he may be lacking a bit of confidence. But all he needs is just like that one goal, and then I feel like he'll be backfiring. Whether that comes from like a penalty or like a really scrappy goal, when it happens, I promise you, Kane will start firing again, and we're close to top 4 without Kane scoring. So imagine if Kane scoring, then we're definitely going to be like in contention for top 4 or 4th place at least. But yeah, Kane, you know, didn't score, but his performances are really, really improving, and he was also pressing. So you have to say there's positives there. I don't see why people say, no, he doesn't care, or, you know, he's non-existent, or he's like, he's just not performing. That's not true. Like, he might not be scoring, but he's definitely making the effort. Okay, moving on to subs. Obviously Winks came on for Mora. I'd like to add an extra midfielder. I gave him a 6. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like with Winks there were good moments in there, but he did lose the ball quite a lot. And that one moment when he lost it on the edge of our box, or like near the edge of the box or whatever, wasn't great, wasn't good. Against a better, like a top side, that could potentially cost us. So I don't think with Winks, the jury's still out. Like, I'm sorry, it is. But yeah, you know, came on. Wasn't a great performance. Wasn't exactly terrible, but needs to improve. If he does, you know, if Conte sees, he obviously sees something in him because he trusts him more than like a Ndombele or like someone else. So I guess we do have to take that. But yeah, definitely needs to improve. Tanganga also came on for Emerson. Gave him a 7. You know, he got fitted into that defence really, really well, and I feel like he defended quite well as well. What else? He was getting forward as well. Oh my god, getting forward. And yeah, you know, it was a standard display from Tanganga. And then Bergwijn came on, but I didn't give him a rating because it was like 2 minutes towards the 90th minute. So he didn't really have enough time to, you know, impact the game whatsoever. But, you know, just able to sort out the 2-0 win. I don't think he got on the ball too much. There's not really much to talk about. But I want to see more from Bergwijn. And hopefully him getting this like little cameo is the start of that. Now just moving on to Conte. Gave him a 9. Obviously the starting lineup was spot on, and the way he set up the team spot on, you know, making it hard for Brentford. They could make passes, but the passes, they just weren't going nowhere. So you have to give credit to Conte for that. And the way the subs he made were really like all at the right time, and everything was just spot on last night. Even though I was like super nervous, because I was like, this is a massive win and we need those 3 points, and we got it. But you know, you still get nervous. But there we have it, guys. That is my play ratings for Tottenham versus Brentford. Let me know if you agree with my play ratings. If you don't agree with my play ratings, let me know your play ratings down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my predicted lineup for the Norwich game. It's like 2 days, and then boom, we're playing again. Norwich City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I don't know exactly, I can't remember what time it is. I'm gonna have to have a check. but Pretty Little Liars will be up tomorrow, and Live Watch Along coming on Sunday, so be looking out for that. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. And also, just before I do end this video, if you haven't already, go check out my second channel, which is my reaction channel. S Reacts, always linked down below in the description. Go check it out. We recently hit 300 subscribers, which was insane. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, go check it out if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.